And we are still at the University of Johannesburg Astro Hockey Fields, and we're here for an initiative of Betway alongside Futballing Girls, where they have been involved in a 3-day course. Today is the conclusion of that course, and a little bit later on they'll have a panel discussion with the media involved there, talking about the future of South African women's sport and administration, which is something that they are particularly focusing on. So there's been about 20 ladies that have been involved in this course, and I'm now joined by Moonira Ramathula, who is the founder and MD of Futballing Girls, and she's going to be talking to us about what exactly has been happening there. So it's conclusion today. It's day number 3, the final day, and we spoke earlier. You showed me some pictures earlier of what you guys have been doing. Strange things, but you assured me that's how you train these ladies to be good administrators in sport. Thank you so much for your time. Just take us through how it's been over the past few days.
It's been absolutely amazing. We have a nice bunch of ladies, a very nice generational mix, which is very important in sport, because we find that when it comes to Gen Z, they want so much differently from what we wanted in the generation, well, I wanted in the generation before me. Am I revealing my age?
Yeah.
But at the same time, we've all got to work together to get women's sport to where we want to get it to, and we can't do it in isolation. So that was very important in ensuring that the participants had a beautiful generational mix. I mean, we had a picture of Mother Teresa yesterday when we were speaking about leadership, and one of the ladies was like, "Who's that?" And I mean, she's like, "I don't know, I wasn't born yet," you know, and everybody cackled and they laughed. But it's nice to see that we're all sharing ideas and we're all learning from each other. I mean, a lot of the concentration was on marketing. How do you market yourself as a brand? How do you market your sporting organization? What are the things to look out for? How do you go between digital and standard marketing? How do you intertwine the two? I mean, we saw with the start of COVID, what happened in COVID, everything went digital, and a lot of people got left behind in sport because they couldn't catch up or keep up. And that's important to teach the ladies from now, that, you know, well, from before, but like, this is what needs to happen. You need to be able to adapt in the environment. And how do you get your sporting brand out there? It's definitely through digital. If you want to capture Gen Z, definitely through digital. We covered a lot of leadership skills, types. What are the different types of leaders? How do you adapt between the different leadership styles? What is the difference between management and leadership, and how organizations function when they're led or when they're managed? You know, just highlighting a few things. And then I also covered a lot on, basic club management and club finances, how to put basics together to make sure that clubs are, they can apply for funding, they can make sure that their books are in order, and not really the expensive way, but like basic stuff on how to just put together an Excel spreadsheet to record your transactions, how to procure stuff, and it's recorded and kept clean, and you're able to keep all of that together. And so we did a nice exercise yesterday on leadership.
And we spoke about something of we're talking about Caster Semenya, by the way, and then you said there's something that we need to do for the next generation of Caster Semenyas, to make sure that they don't have to face what Caster Semenya is facing now. And in terms of administration also, when you talk about a nice mix of a generational mix that you're talking about, you're an experienced administrator in terms of sport, and you find that there's still a massive gap when it comes to the male administrators and the ladies. You'd find that on a scale of 1 to 10, you find there's 2 ladies in the boardrooms. And this is something that needs to be changed, particularly with that generation that you're talking about. Need to make sure that at the very least there is a half-half type of situation, at the very least?
Look, most definitely. Basically how this course, the training material for this workshop or course, whatever you want to call it, came about was, it came from a lot of personal experiences from myself, within the environment, but it also came from a lot of discussions from some of the young girls that I mentor, but also some of the older women, you know, who've been in the space for a long time, and just putting it together to say this is what we need to concentrate on. I think empowerment is so much more important because a lot goes on in that boardroom when you're by yourself or when there's just the two of you, and at times you feel helpless. But if you are empowered and you are able to answer and you are able to put things together and to make things work, which is what these workshops are aimed at, then you're better able to perform, but you're also better able to understand your role and understand that you're not just sitting there as a token because a number needs to be filled, but I'm here to make a difference and I need to change for the next generation. I mean, looking at Custer, it's really, really sad what has happened, you know, and the decision that was taken this week as well, because I feel it basically ends her career. But yes, it does. If it eventually does, what are we doing for the next generation? What are the policies? Yes, I mean, it's not just a South African problem. It's around the world. It's World Athletics that came up with this, and it's World Athletics that put this out there. But what are we doing to protect the next Caster Semenya? Because there's a lot of them running around. There's a lot of them that are athletes. There's a lot of them that want to be professional athletes. What policies are we putting in place as South Africans to protect our athletes from the bullying that Custer has experienced?
And those policies can only be not only implemented but also put together by those who feel Custer's pain, right? And I'm not saying the male administrators are not feeling that pain or anything, but you would want women who are in those leadership positions or women to get to those leadership positions in order to put together those policies. Just quickly. Most
definitely. You know, we need to drive that change. It's up to each and every one of us. Yes, you're going to knock on doors and they're going to say no and they're going to push you out of it, but we need to be the ones to make that change and to drive that change, because we would feel what she is going through, you know. We would feel the pain that she's going through of having to give up a dream that she's worked her whole life for.
All right, Moonira, we've run out of time. Thank you so much for your time. We will be here with you throughout the morning. Caster Semenya, by the way, the Athletics South Africa national champs starting today in Potchefstroom. She's not able to take part there because of a ruling by World Athletics that says that she has to take testosterone reducing medication, and even then she would have to wait 2 years to be allowed to take part in any of their sanctioned competitions. That's where we leave it from the UJ hockey fields this morning. We'll be here to talk about other things a little bit later that are happening here. For now, let's head back to Michelle and Ayanda.
Thanks for that, Benjamin. In your element, live to us there from the University of Johannesburg. Once again, thanks indeed.